Sup Doodle Gang, welcome back to I Didn't Ask for a Yappuccino featuring your host Josh. For today's video, I have prepared a little podcast session between me and my father. We just have a little sit-down conversation about school being just around the corner and our thoughts on that. Feel free to check out our previous video if you haven't already done so. I'd just like to preface that this little podcast session that me and my father have going on is purely experimental, so the thoughts we say out loud may not be as coherent as we anticipate them to be. But the best way to get better at that and perfect our craft and whatnot is to continue practicing. So anticipate more videos in the future. Let us know any kind of things that you want us to make videos about, podcast prompts down below. Give us feedback, any of your thoughts on the things we said, feel free to leave that down below. As always, in the description of my videos are links to petitions. Feel free to sign them and hope you guys enjoy this video.
Hi guys, we're trying to talking about some serious thing about that concern nowadays the majority of people, especially the new students, new graduates who transferring to colleges or universities, trying to start their new career, thinking about their new path. So my daughter and I trying to figure out what the best way to comfort yourself on the first day of, let's say, like adult life, and we try to kind of discuss. Stay with us if you like.
Leave any comments down below of the things we talk about. Feel free to stick around and stay tuned. If you haven't seen our last video, check it out. I was interviewing my father about just anything that came to mind. We called our, since we're starting our podcast out, we called it Walking and Talking in the previous video because we filmed it at a dog park when we were walking our dog. But the weather in the state we live in has been all over the place. Sometimes it's literally like right now it's sunshine. Sometimes it's raining. And initially we wanted to go to the dog park right now, which is why I'm dressed, but it started raining. So we're staying at home, sitting down and talking instead. So pick a little name for when we sit down. I was thinking something along the lines of sitting and spitting, sitting and transmitting, sitting and emitting, something along those lines. But either way, it's still a podcast session with my father. For today's video, I wanted to talk about, since school is around the corner, which I'm not really thrilled about, I wanted to talk about kind of the leap from high school to college, because I don't think that high school prepares students well enough for what is to be expected from college, because it's you're 18, you're on the cusp of being a young adult and figuring yourself out. And I think that time period is just, you feel very lost. You're trying to figure out your purpose. I personally had a lot of trouble trying to figure out what I wanted to major in and committing to something like that, doing research about my major and just getting used to college life, because the rigor of coursework is severely different from the way it was in high school. And I mentioned that in my previous video, but it's it takes a while to get used to the schedule, kind of the dynamics of going in and out, and how you have to be involved in clubs and this and that to really make friends. And I can't really speak from a university perspective because I'm not going to a university where it's more communitative, I guess, where there's just people everywhere. It's not the way university is portrayed in cinema, where it's oh, friends, this, that, parties, blah, blah, blah. I can't really speak from that perspective. I'm just kind of speaking from dipping my toe in the world of college by attending a community college and whatnot. But I wanted to bring this topic up because lots of people around 18, I guess, in a traditional American household, tend to move out at the age of 18, either to a dorm, living on their own for the first time, or maybe buying an apartment for themselves and really getting to live on their own. And I wanted to kind of capture our thoughts about that, because living alone is, obviously I don't have the experience to give any advice to people living alone, but I think it can be really a really life-changing moment where you're just kind of independent, and your life takes up a lot of mundane tasks such as getting ready, preparing food on a daily basis, cleaning, that. All those things take up a lot of time. If you're doing a job, that also takes up a lot of time. And then overall, just like if you're attending school at the same time, that also takes up a lot of time. And that encompasses a lot of your life. A moment where you're just kind of feeling a little lost, figuring yourself out. And I think that we kind of pondered a lot, like as kids, like, oh, well, I'll do it when I'm eventually grown up. I'll get to it when I'm grown up. And now it's like hitting us that, okay, now we are grown ups and this is what our life has become. So, what are your thoughts on that? I guess like living alone for the first time. How was your mindset back then? Did you also feel like lost, trying to figure out your purpose, your next steps? What is to be expected? What did you lay out?
First of all, any beginnings, it's always scare people because you don't know what to expect and what's behind those really things, because you always was at home, your parents near you, people's around you, they help you. uh, but when you start your adult life as a new, like, college or university student, you're moving to the new world where most of the people didn't meet their expectation because they think differently. Because theory always teach you some things how it works, but practice completely shows different things. So you never be prepared for upcoming challenges in university, especially in dorms, because by the rules you understand that dorms like giving you live space, some kind of stuff. But what makes everything works out? People. You always has to focus on people, what kind of people around you, because it will detect your upcoming problems and your problem solving issues. The people. Without people, it's just empty building.
So lean on people and find a good support, because I think there are like usually there's someone who tours you, and usually you room with someone who's like maybe a bit older than you, so they can really welcome you into the university. So
No, everything in a dorm, especially when you're in a first student, when you appear in a building, they have somebody like guide you through all the dorms and all that stuff, and they was informed to please you with welcome, those, I mean, like official words, let's say, like going ups and downs and like showing, oh, we have space here, we have this and that. But in reality, the real things is more serious than the welcoming things. It's always like that. Nobody will tell you that it's noisy, nobody cares, this and that. You have to get the line to do your laundries, and you have to, I mean, like, you're not expecting when you meet new people, especially your roommates. You don't know those people, right?
mhm.
It's better if you go to the college with your couple of friends, you know, that you have different, I mean, like, you have a same mutual interests, and you trying to achieve the same path, and you going both to the college and share the room is better.
But the thing is, like for example, high school, that would mean that you would have to be friends during high school and then get admitted to the same university. Which is like, what are the chances that you guys get admitted into the same university? Like,
No,
sure, if it
it's
happens, go
no,
ahead.
it's
That's very
it's
preferable.
happens, it happens. But let's talk about, if, for example, you're by yourself, right, and you stop, I mean,
Like you're
like,
starting from scratch.
yeah, you're starting from scratch, so you have to focus on people. You're lucky if you move to the room and you have a good roommate. But how to define is really good roommate or bad roommate? You don't know that person. To know that person, you need some time, right?
But I think you can get very close to roommates because you're living under the same roof. Like it
Yeah,
takes
you're getting, but it's need time, right?
definitely.
First impression is very important, but it depends. You can be attracted to the person, but lately, when you live under one roof and you are so, let's say, strict by the rules, but your roommate is a little bit free of this, it kind of be challenge for both of you. Because he will you will like open his, like a, like, let's say, like a wounds that he never felt that way.
Like they get
No,
a
for example, you
sense.
waking up at the same time,
Yeah.
you doing your breakfast yourself, you do the laundry, not waiting until the, you you make your schedule. For example, you have like a couple of hours free time. You're not gonna sleep like majority people do, or hanging out outside or doing some, I don't know, like going gym, this and that. But if you find the time, you see that you're laundry enough to go to wash your clothes. You're gonna go wash your clothes, prepare for upcoming
Like if you have responsibilities, like
yeah.
here and there, you're gonna get
But
them
let's say
done.
your friends is different, right? He's completely different person.
Like let's say they're a little lazy when it comes to those things.
Not lazy. They like more hanging, talking about some stuff, or going outside rather than staying, cleaning their rooms and all that stuff. They're not seeing this like a big problem.
Okay.
But the major, why I'm telling about this, the major things that is good for you as a student, because you trying to build a structure. All those small things make you disciplined. So discipline, if you do consistently, make your life and make your study during those years in a university more productive than you don't know what to do. If you structure yourself right away, for example, make 20, I have a 24 hours a day, right? What I need to do, how I have to fill that time to make everything work out for me. For example, if you're doing the gym, right? Should I wake up early in the morning? You have to see the schedule because it's not like a school. You're going 7:30 or whatever, 8, and you complete by 2. Some your classes could be after 6, or some late classes could be at 8 and finish by 9. And during the whole day you're by yourself, so you're gonna see, like, if you financially free, I mean, not worry your parents paying your tuitions and everything, you can build up some like a routine. Like, for example, early in the morning you go to the gym, you're coming after gym, doing your showers, make your breakfast. And also even when you make a breakfast, you can do something for dinner. It will save you a lot of time.
Like just really you have
Why
to
I
learn
recommend
time management.
why I recommend to the new students, even to the high schoolers, to be prepared for the university. If you don't know how to cook, it's better start
Sooner than later.
Yeah, you know why? Because it will save you money. If you don't know how to cook, you always will go outside to find something cheaper.
That's true.
So the cheaper means low quality, right?
It's unhealthy.
Unhealthy, yeah.
Really
How
just
long you can stay in that unhealthy?
continuing to eat out, it's just not healthy.
Yeah, it's better if you start cooking. And look, you finish school, not only get education, but you can be a professional cooker.
Yeah.
Probably during that time, it might change your perspective. Maybe you're gonna change your major. You will see, you have to use this free time to find somehow, because you're looking for yourself, you're searching everything, what impact you on everyday life, especially in a college. That's why college and university is the best time to find yourself. You're going to this, for example, you pick some subject, right? And you go for some subject and you understand later that you have no interest.
Like you really have to just experience it, see how you feel.
You don't have to torture yourself. Like, if you're not liking, or this special subject is not sticking on your mind, you have to just leave it and choose whatever in upcoming semester, a new something new, because you there to learn, not to accept what they offering you, because you use your own money. They have to adapt on you, not you have to adapt to the situation. I understand, like a public school, this is the system. They offer you something, you have to accept this, or you're gonna fail, or it's mandatory.
Yeah.
But university, this is personal choice. This is your money, your time.
That's why I think it's so that's why I think where that like sensation of feeling lost comes from, because you've never been given such authority to really like paint out the way you want your life to be, because high school does not prepare you. You go to school for 8 hours from like 7 to 3 o'clock, right? That's not the way college is. College is you choose whatever class is available to you. you choose it. You select your own courses. It could be from early to the morning to late in the afternoon. So it's like you feel like disheveled with that kind of schedule because it's college, not college, high school has not braced you for that. And then you talk about like cleaning, learning those things. Back in the day, they had home ec classes. That's not a thing in high school anymore. Like, sure, if you want to cook, you could take culinary, but they're not going to teach you the way you're supposed to be taught to suffice for your life. You know what I mean? That's why I think that gap is so like huge. The jump from high school to college is far too abrupt for someone to really like settle in seamlessly. It's like you go through a bunch of hurdles to really just be like, okay, now I think I'm at a point where I, you know, have braced everything. You know, does that make sense? Like that's why I
That's
think that's like it's so annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying, but this is the adult adult life. Because when you go out of your parents' wing, it's always stressful. That's why you have your parents, and you need them until you can solve the problems by yourself.
Yeah.
This is about the responsibility. You have to understand that, and you have to be very open. It depends from, I mean, from each individual, because it's from education from the family, how they close to each other. Whenever you, if you closer to your parents, it's easier you to face any consequences,
Like obstacles, you mean?
obstacles, yeah,
Like because you have
hard
someone
times.
you have someone to lean on.
Yeah, but you have to be smart enough not to always count on, like, oh, I have my dad, or oh, I have my mom, or oh, I have my sister, I'm gonna call her, they're gonna solve the problem. You always will depend on
You
somebody.
can't be
This
yeah.
time gives you very good moment in your life to find out who you are and be responsible for your own problems, not to make problems.
Learn to be like independent.
Yeah, that's why you can always we as a parents, we are your true parents until you, I mean, get out from the house and go to the college. After that, parents should turn like a good friend, like a good advisors, because we don't know what exactly you're facing there, because through the phone you can't feel anything,
That's true.
right? You're calling and say, hey dad, I need this and that, I need this, what do you think about this advice, that advice? And I'm trying to be as much as I can to be useful, to
Give pointers.
yeah, give pointers, but I don't know 100%.
Of course, nobody will know that.
Yeah, this is the only things that you is better if you not expect from the people a lot, only rely on yourself.
Like if something goes wrong by relying on the wrong person.
When you count on yourself, you never expect anything from anybody.
So you won't be like disappointed or whatever.
Yeah, you're
comes
not
down to
disappointing too much because you're not expecting anything. This best, I mean, believe me, from my experience and my perspective, this is the best way to run your life. When even you have a good friends, brothers, sisters, I mean, whatever, co-workers, you know, it's easier, like, let's say, hey, where is the good restaurant? It's very easy asking anybody, right? But why you can do your research yourself around the area when you live, and just asking already the prepared question, like, what do you think about, for example, you living near Olive Garden or whatever, or some kind of big mall and cheesecake factory, this and that, and you ask already, you making the exact like location, like, I heard about this restaurant, it's not far from us, how is good or not, you know? And the person who goes there, he gives his own comments, not rather than where should I go. You know, it's easy things that you can find out yourself. When you keep asking people, after some time it turns to the like, he always asking something, you know?
Yeah.
But you have to be a good advisor. If somebody asks, you really have to help. But see how it works. You can't ask like too much. But every time somebody asks you, you have to put your all efforts, everything to help that person, but at the same time, very politely explain him that there is a lot of sources that he can do by himself. So he's gonna teach him.
But they shouldn't also rely on you too much because you're not like you don't know every possible outcome. You're just giving advice based on what you have to offer.
Yeah, but it depends from, like I said before, it depends from the education, which family you grow up. If you from the good, like a good, nice people family, you're always trying to help people, this and that, and they take advantage of you.
Yeah.
And you can like say no, because to you it's like, oh, I don't want to see, uh, I don't want to them to feel that I'm not a good person, da da da, this and, but boundaries is very
I think you
important.
should say no. Like maybe you don't want to.
We all understand we should say no, but listen, we always do mistake, the same mistake.
No, but
We always give people,
learn to say no.
always give people like, oh, okay, but he's not that person. Let's do this. Let's
Like
do
too
that.
forgiving.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling it's better if you count on yourself,
Yeah.
not count on anybody.
Don't count on anyone.
Yeah, you make a structure in university. You go to the financial aid, you will find out how everything goes, how everything flows. You go to the counselor, you talk to him, you share your interest first. Try to always tell what you feel, because it's about you, not about somebody. You know, you have to pursue your own interest. I like this, I like that, this. What kind of after school activities you have? You're trying to 100% make yourself busy, because when you're busy you don't have the time for, oh, what should I do, just for wasting, you know.
Yeah.
If you work that way, you will adapt to the very like rush, not rush, but very active schedule, and then you will find out that you have a plenty of time to do something, because you already made those happen. Like, some people do this for 2 hours, you will do for 20 minutes. It depends. You will like sharp your skills every day,
Mhm.
and it will take you 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's why when you first grade is different. When you see second grades in the university, like, I don't know how they call it,
Sophomore.
sophomore, and then you see the last one, they completely relax. Why? Because they feel like they are in home. Why? Consistency.
Like just getting used to it.
Yeah, everything.
Trial and error, you'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah, nobody became like
Automatically.
successful person, whatever, good athlete or teacher became right away. Through fails, you learn. If you're not failing, you're not learning.
Pretty much.
You don't have to be afraid of, oh, I'm doing something wrong. Do wrong stuff, because it's gonna teach you.
You just have to take away what it teaches.
The problem is that you do wrong things, but you still go wrong. This is the problem. But if the wrong things teach you that you were really wrong, and you accept this, because it's very hard to accept the truth.
The truth.
Everybody like, oh, I'm right, you're not.
People are
I'm
too
right.
stubborn.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, like, subjective or objective. We learn to judge people like objectively, right? So it's a lot. Like, let's say, don't make a schedule or don't make a notes. You don't know what to expect. The only thing, don't be afraid to ask.
Don't be afraid to lean on your support, but don't count on them too excessively to the point where they're on a pedestal. Like, oh, they're this person, they're this. I can always come to them, because they're gonna disappoint me. You already set your expectations on them. You know how that goes. You know, when you expect too much, reality does not align the same way.
And especially in university, when you get there, it's very important not to promise people if you can do this, because everybody is so busy.
Definitely.
Especially in first year of their students, like, they adapt, they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
They're trying to be polite to everybody, they're trying to not distract with questions, not feeling like weird, this and that. Don't make anybody rely on you when you're on the year. You have to find out who you are first in this new environment, to adapt to the older schedule, all the rhythm, all the flows, and then
So don't overwhelm yourself with too much. Like,
yeah,
oh, I'm gonna do this club, that club. I'm gonna do
and
this class,
never
that class.
never think as you, oh, I'm stupid, oh, I'm this. It's completely wrong. Nobody, like I said before, nobody in this world born smart.
It's not that you're stupid or that like
No, some
you're
people is
incapable.
over judging themselves. Oh, I'm so sorry. Look, they have a friends already. Oh, look, they're very smart. They asking very good question. Look how she looks. She has a time to go somewhere. I'm looking awful. I can't even find the time to make some makeups or do my stuff. I don't have time. Because you're panicking too much. You have to calm down. It doesn't matter. Everybody has their own views of life. Some people use more time. They're waking up 4 to looking good at 7. You wake up 6 and you look like you look. And when you see that person who spent 3 hours to make a makeup, of course he's gonna look attractive.
Yeah.
But this is not have to distract you
Like you shouldn't
for the target you put on.
don't try to like compare yourself to others because it's like
Because you're just beginning. Leave all other stuff. You there. Because a lot of people, oh, I'm gonna go there. A lot of girls, especially for the boys, oh, I'm gonna make a date.
okay guys, my phone had like a low storage thing again, which is so annoying, but next time we're gonna film on my dad's phone, our little podcast session again. To kind of like wrap up what we were talking about earlier, it's just to like make sure that when you're in college, your eyes are set on your target and not to get distracted by like parties, things such as that. It can distract you a lot, you know? So just brace yourself for that because the school year is just around the corner. For those in high school that are like getting in, know about the programs in your school. If I had known, things would have been so different. And just reduce your expectations to 0. Unfortunately, because I thought that going into high school would be like victorious. Not at all, not at all. But like, I hope that like you guys got something out of this video. If you liked what we were talking about, stay tuned for videos in the future. And yeah, we'll continue later on. Thank you guys for watching. Walking and talking, sitting and spitting, that type of situation. Check out our last video. Bye.